Today's episode of Daily Good News, we're going to talk about a New York City pizzeria and how it's helping healthcare workers. We're going to talk about volunteers in Australia feeding the elderly. We're going to talk about an Ohio mailman and what he's doing for his community. All that and more on the Daily Good News. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Jessica, aka J Hart, and I am your host of the Daily Good News. First and foremost, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can get notified when a new episode drops every single day. Before we get to the good news, as always, let's do a quick vibe check. Vibe check, 1, 2, 1, 2. How you doing? How you feeling? Take a moment to be present with me and take a deep breath in. Now let's get right to the good news. In Brazil, the famous Christ the Redeemer statue was lit up to look like a doctor for Easter Sunday as a tribute to frontline healthcare workers. Now I want to head over to Australia, where Sikh volunteers are cooking and delivering 800 meals every single day for free to the elderly and disabled.
We want to give back to the community.
Okay, no, you're okay, you're good. Start again.
Okay. We have so many Sikh organizations in different parts of Australia doing similar work to Sikh volunteers.
Not only do they give the food for free, but they also take into account any food allergies that you may have. So if somebody's allergic to gluten, they will not put gluten in that person's meal. And they change up their menu every single day. Now I want to head over to New York City, where a landlord is giving a New York City pizzeria free rent because they donated hundreds of pizzas a day to overwhelmed hospitals. Sauce Pizzeria in New York City has dedicated itself to feeding healthcare and hospital workers. The owner, Adam Elzer, says that his restaurant is making 400 pizzas a day and sending them to city hospitals. So far, they've delivered to over 40 hospitals across the 5 boroughs, all for free. When the landlord, Ben Krause, found out about this, his real estate company not only donated $20,000 to the pizzeria, but they also froze rent payments for the next 3 months. Shout out to everyone involved in this situation. It's a beautiful example of paying it forward, giving back to your community. And it's clear that the landlord was inspired by the pizzeria and their compassion and kindness to help healthcare workers during this challenging time. Now I want to head over to Ohio, where a 23-year-old mailman is delivering essential supplies to the elderly on his route. He keeps toilet rolls in his satchel and drops them off based on when the customers ask for it. So shout out to Kyle West for giving back to his community outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. And then lastly, I want to head over to Nepal, where volunteers are feeding hungry animals at the country's most revered Hindu temple. Normally, thousands of devotees head to this temple in Kathmandu and feed the animals. But ever since the lockdown last month, the temple has been closed and the animals were at risk of starvation. Well, no longer is that the case, because thanks to a dozen or so staff and volunteers, they have started coming every morning and every evening to feed the hundreds of monkeys, cows, and pigeons that are at the temple. Shout out to the volunteers for taking the time to feed the animals and actually care about them to make sure that they don't face starvation. I love all these compassionate stories. I absolutely love reporting on this stuff. That was today's episode of Daily Good News. If you enjoyed it, make sure you go and hit the subscribe button so you get notified when a new episode drops every single day. Make sure you hit the like button, and then make sure you hit share. Share it with your friends, with your family members, with your coworkers. Let them know that there's a ton of good news happening around the world, and I am here to tell them about it. If you want to read more, head over to LovEvolution.media. I'm your host, Jessica, aka J Hart, and I'll see you tomorrow.